the stairs in the corner of the basement of the house half a block down the street from Torso Boy. Sofa Cop, you know the place. Well, anyway, back then life was going swell and everything was just G. Except, of course, for the undeniable fact that every single morning, my mother would make me a big old bowl of for breakfast. Big bowl of every single morning! I said to my mom, I said, "Hey, Mom, what's up with all the My dear sweet mother, she just looked at me like a cow looks at an oncoming train. And she leaned right down next to me. And she said, that's when I swore that someday I would travel to a magical, faraway place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like severe body odor and the towels are old where the Shriners and the lepers play their biodome with Pauly Shore. Anyone on the street will gladly shave your back for a waka waka doo-doo. Yeah, well, let me tell you people, it wasn't long at all before my dream came true, because the very next day a local radio station had this contest to see who could correctly guess the number of Leonard Nimoy's butt. I was off by 3, but I still won the grand prize. That's right, a first-class one-way ticket to Ohio. Oh yeah! You know, I'd never been on a real airplane before, and I gotta tell you, it was really great. Except that I had to sit between two hermaphrodite with a flock of seagulls haircut and only one nostril. Getting back to me kept throwing up the whole time. The flight attendants ran out of Dr. Pimple, and the in-flight movie was Oncoming Train. Plane exploded in a giant fireball and everybody died! Except for me. You know why? Twisted burning wreckage. I crawled on my hands and knees for 3 full days, dragging along my big leather suitcase and my Garmin bag and my tenor saxophone and my 12-pound bowling ball, my big sauerkraut bag and my little chocolate mint phone and my 12-pound Jerry's bait, a lucky autographed glow-in-the-dark snorkel. But finally I arrived at the world-famous Rookie Holiday Inn where the towels are and you can eat your little chocolate mint out of the ashtrays if you wanna. It's okay, they're clean. Well, I checked into my room and I turned down the AC and I turned on the biodome with Pauly Shore, and I'm just about to eat that little ashtray soup, a pillow that I love so very, very much, when suddenly there's a knock on the door. Well, now who could that be? I say, who is it? No answer. Who is it? There's no answer.
Who is it?
They're not saying anything. So finally I go over and I open the door and oncoming train. Oh man, I hate it when I run. The Rookie Holiday Inn exploded in a giant fireball and everybody died. Except for me. You know why? Ashtray soup. So I crawled from the twisted burning wreckage. I crawled on my hands and knees for 3 full days. Finally I arrived at the world-famous Jerry's Bait Shop. You know the place. I walked on up to the guy behind the counter and he says, yeah, what do you want? I said, you got any glazed donuts? He said, no, we're out of glazed donuts. I said, well, you got any jelly donuts? He said, no, we're out of jelly donuts. I said, you got any Bavarian cream-filled donuts? He said, no, we're out of Bavarian cream-filled donuts. I said, you got any little chocolate mint? He said, no, we're out of little chocolate mint. I said, you got a golden grams? He said, no, we're out of golden grams. I said, you got any salted peanuts? He said, no, we're out of salted peanuts. I said, well, you got any sauerkrauts? He said, no, we're out of sauerkrauts. I said, you got any Winky Wiener sandwich? He said, no, we're out of Winky Wiener sandwich. I said, you got any Honey Bite Jelly Bean and Pickle sandwich for what it's worth? He said, no, we're out of Honey Bite Jelly Bean and Pickle sandwich for what it's worth. I said, you got an Jerry's Bait? He said, no, we're out of Jerry's Bait. I said, you got any ashtray soup? He said, no, we're out of ashtray soup. I said, well, you got any ice machine? He said, no, we're out of ice machine. I said, you got any lucky autographed glow-in-the-dark snorkel? He said, no, we're out of lucky autographed glow-in-the-dark snorkel. I said, you got any eternal organ? He said, no, we're out of eternal organ. I said, you got an check. Yeah, we have. I said, okay, I'll take that. So he hands me the box and I open up the lid and you know, I think it was just about that time that a little ditty started going through my head. I believe it went a little something like this. I ran out into the street, and as luck would have it, that's exactly when I ran into the girl of my dreams. Her name was Zelda. She was a calligraphy enthusiast with a slight overbite and hair the color of strained peaches. I'll never forget the very first thing she said to me. She said, "Hey." That's when I knew it was true love. We were inseparable after that. Oh, we ate together, we bathed together, we even shared the same piece of flavored dental floss. The world was up. So we got married and we bought us a house and had 20 beautiful children. Nathaniel Superfly, hermaphrodite, 2 large Albanian women, 100 Nimoy. Where's Al? The sanitation workers really didn't approve. After bound hibachi dealer, Paul, I need him. Oh, we were so very, very, very happy. Oh, yeah. But then one fateful night, Zelda said to me, she said, "Oncoming train." Zelda died! But that's just the way things go! In Ohio. Anyway, things really started looking up for me because about a week later, I finally achieved my lifelong dream. That's right, I got me a part-time job at the Jerry's Bait Shop. You know the place. I even made Employee of the Month after I put out that grease fire with my face. Oh yeah, everybody was pretty jealous of me after that. I was getting a lot of attitude. Okay, like one time, I was out in the parking lot trying to remove my excess earwax with a golf pencil when I see this guy, Torso Boy, the big old sofa up the stairs all by himself. So I say to him, I say, "Hey, you want me to help you with that?" And Torso Boy goes, "No, I want you to put back my arms and legs with a chainsaw." So I did. And then he gets all indignant on me. He's like, "Hey man, I was just being sarcastic." Well, that's just great. How was I supposed to know that? I'm not a mind reader for crying out loud. Besides, now he's got a really cute nickname, Marty. So what's he complaining about? Say, that reminds me of another amusing anecdote. This guy comes up to me on the street and he tells me he hasn't had a box of 12 starving, crazed weasels. 3 days. Well, I knew what he meant. Weasels. Oh, come on, man, get him off me! I'm like, hey, come on, don't you get it? Oh, get him off, get him off! Oh, God, get him off me! I'm now completely missing the irony of the whole situation. Man, some people just can't take a joke, you know? Anyway, where was I? Kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, anyway, I know it's kind of a roundabout way of saying it, but I guess the whole point I'm trying to make here is I love That's all I'm really trying to say. And by the way, if one day you happen to wake up and find yourself in an existential quandary, full of loathing and self-doubt and racked with the pain and isolation of your pitiful, meaningless existence, at least you can take a small bit of comfort in knowing that somewhere out there in this crazy old mixed-up universe of ours, there's still a little place called I am. Oncoming train. I said 8.